If you're a car guy, you probably dream of having your own garage, your own personal space, which you can keep your pride and joy in. For me, it's a dream I have, and I can't wait to finally achieve it. But in the meantime, I have this. It's the den. It's my makeshift car safety storage area, and I've tried to make it as good as possible. It's got auto finesse bottles hanging up on the walls, we've got banners, we've got decorations, we've got LED lights lighting up the space, and we've just tried to make the most of it. But there is one issue with this. And the secret lies inside this box.
It's going to keep the rust off the car, it's going to keep the dirt off the car, and we're going to preserve all the hard work that Jake has just done on our new chassis build.
So how am I going to do this? Well, in a nutshell, I've got a product called a Carcoon from Demon Tweaks, and essentially it's just a big blow-up bouncy castle, if you like, which keeps an air temperature controlled environment, if you like, to make sure that the car inside it has constant airflow, it doesn't rust, it keeps it dry, keeps it free from contamination, which keeps it nice. Now, there is a little bit of a twist to this. This kit is for indoors. Now, technically we are indoors because we aren't outside, we aren't exposed to UV in here, we haven't got heavy rain. So fingers crossed, this will still do the job, still be alright, and won't actually affect the kit being an indoor kit. We've got a tarpaulin sheet laid down on the floor just as an extra between that and the gravel, just in case we pierce it through the bottom. I'm sure that's not going to happen. But what we need to do now is get the thing rolled out, get it in place, and see if we can inflate this thing. We might have to get the car in first. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't done one of these before. So let's get into it.
This is definitely one of them things where an instruction manual isn't necessary, but we made a start rolling out the base of the Carcoon, taking extra precaution with the tarpaulin sheet. Although it was a very thick material, I didn't want to take the risk of puncturing the bottom of it with a stone, as it technically isn't designed to be on gravel. There really isn't a lot to setting this thing up. We just need to try and cut out some of them creases, as this perspex has probably been in a bag cooped up for a long time, and we just need to try and separate it so we can eventually blow it up. Now, as you can see, we used the Milwaukee blower to assist blowing this thing up because the fan would have taken ages, and you can see a slight bit of movement. Eventually this thing does start to fill with air, but it was a long, drawn-out process. With the fan now going in, it was going to help assist that Milwaukee blower, and we were going to get this thing blowed up in double time.
I will be honest, I am panicking a little bit because as it stands, it doesn't look like it's going to be wide enough to get a car in it. Pretty sure I selected the wider one, which was going to fit, but I guess the only way we will find out is if we turn this fan on, that all expands out and it opens up. But we're gonna get this fan on and see if that is the case. It's working. It's slowly filling up with air. I don't know where you can see it, but there is a little bit of rise on that. Let's hope there's enough rise for it to actually be wide enough to get the car in.
This might just seem like a big inflatable balloon which we're going to put the car in it, but this is going to be the absolute game changer that's going to preserve our chassis. It's going to save thousands of pounds we've spent having it restored by Jake at HR Auto Works, and once the car's in, it's going to keep the car looking really fresh, really clean, and most importantly, protect it and preserve it for time to come, so that all that good work isn't undone.
I'm not panicking as much now because it actually looks like it's coming to life. The instructions said 3 minutes to fully inflate this thing. It's been probably about 10 minutes, and this is how far we've come, and that is predominantly because I've put the Milwaukee blower in there to give it some assistance, but I think we might be all right. We might actually have ordered the right one, and I need to stop panicking because it looks like it's going to be fine. I know it's taken all this time to inflate, and it probably seems a little bit silly now, but we need to let all the air out of it and see if we can actually get the chassis in here and then get it all back up running again, get the air back in it and see what it looks like. It's been a little over an hour. We still have creases in this thing, but I'm going to attempt to get them out with a steam cleaner in a minute and see if we can actually improve on it. But most importantly, would I recommend someone to buy one of these themselves? Now, I'm in two minds about this. The first thing is, it is a great idea. It's going to keep the rust out, the dust, the moisture, everything. It's going to keep it nice. But if you had a painted car and you wanted to put it in there to keep it safe, which is what you're going to do if you bought one of these things, the idea of actually getting in there is a little bit rubbish in my opinion. You're going to end up having to drag this thick Perspex plastic over your paintwork, which is actually going to probably cause scratches, and to me that doesn't sit well being a car enthusiast. There needs to be another way around doing this. Now, in this instance, it's not too bad because I have got the idea of putting some hooks on the actual plastic itself and tying it up to then try and lift the front up to actually get the car in. It's going to be a snug fit, but I don't know, I'm still a little bit unsold on that idea of getting the car in there. From a price point of view, I think this was around about £400 what I paid. That was delivered. Now, I know it's Perspex material, plastic, whatever, but at the end of the day, you're paying £400 just for some plastic and a little fan. I know that is what it is, but I think they are a little bit overpriced, and this is the second size option, so it is the slightly more expensive one. But to get one of these to fit a car in it, you're probably looking around £600 roughly, and I think that's quite a lot of money. I think you are probably better invested to build something like this and put a door on it and maybe seal it up possibly. But for now, it's going to do the trick for us, and it's going to save us, or save Jake's work on that chassis, keeping it nice and fresh. But it's definitely bridging the gap between having a carport and a garage, absolutely. But if you're looking to bridge the gap between a carport and an insulated garage, I would recommend getting something like this, but just bear in mind all the facts that I've said. But unfortunately, that is the end of this video. If you have enjoyed this video, smash the thumbs up button, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified of future uploads, and check out other videos on the Brasilia. It didn't always look as good as this. There's a long process to get to the point we are now. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.